Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Yes, good afternoon, dear viewers at home. Welcome to this afternoon's edition of In the Newsroom. It is on this program that we dispassionately analyze some topics of national interest. And today, we are here with three new topics that will interest you. We want to give you a feel of what to expect on the program this afternoon. Power Fashionality at 97. This is not the Nigeria of our dream. Papa Fashionality happened to be one of the founding fathers of Nigeria and a very respected chieftain of Afenifere. Nigeria in trouble, exceeding borrowing limits, budget office. NBC, that is Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, lacks power to impose fines on broadcast stations. Port. Those are the three topics that we shall be bringing you today. This program is exclusively for journalists. This program is exclusively handled by journalists, the moderator and the guests. But it is for the generality of Nigerians who care to know what Nigeria is and how Nigeria is going. That is the essence of the program in the newsroom. And it is our own parliament, because journalists too, at the fourth estate of the realm, we have a lot of functions to the public. To my immediate right, I have Dele Ajayi. Dele, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tunde Bola Tito. Thank you, viewers, wherever you are listening and watching us. Welcome to the best place this particular hour.
Yes, a late superior officer here used to say, I tell you for Aja, and I want to start by saying, I tell you for Aja, I don't want you to go live here.
We thank God for bringing us back to...
Oh, Mr. Adeboye Pupola.
Okay, whatever you... that might, please you.
Mr. Adeboye Pupola. You know, Mr. has a meaning.
Yes, I know.
And that's why Dele Ajayi has
yes, whenever the journalist... Mr. will be added to his name.
The moment you hear Mr.
you know that something has gone wrong.
You are in trouble.
Yes, the first topic, Power Fashionality at 97. This is not the Nigeria of our dream. Power Fashionality has been part of Nigeria before the independence and after independence.
Yes.
He knew what the progenitors of Nigeria did to ensure that independence was granted Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they started Nigeria on a very good note, thinking that with the passage of time, Nigeria of their dream will come to pass. This is an opinion by Papa Fashionality. Do you share that opinion, Dele Ajayi?
Well, Tunde, before we go into that, the name is Fashionality.
Fashionality, yeah, yes.
It's not Fashionality.
Fashionality.
It's Ifáòṣe ọ̀ràntì.
These are people who say Fashionality.
Fashionality.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not Fashionality. That's the opposite
of what it actually means.
Of the actual meaning. Fashionality, that is.
That's Papa Fashionality.
Yeah. No one of his age, no one of his generation will be happy with what is happening. Nigeria of their dream, like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, he was with Adekunle Ajasin.
Yes.
He was with so many progressive politicians, not the present progressive politicians, the really progressive politicians. He was with them. They started together. They worked together. They struggled together. They planned together. They ran together to ensure that Nigeria they will leave behind, they will bequeath to other generation, will be a Nigeria where things work. Where things work. Where elections will be held and people will applaud the process, free and fair elections. In Nigeria where graduates will be employed. They planned for a nation where at least by year 1990, 2000, there will be power failure again. They planned for a nation where you will have oil and still be suffering from fuel scarcity. They planned for Nigeria where there will be food on the table of almost everybody, not almost, of everybody.
Yes.
They planned for Nigeria where people will go to school, will graduate, and come out and be gainfully employed. They planned for Nigeria where there will be absolute security. You go out in the morning, you wouldn't know whether you come back in the evening. They didn't plan for that. You'll be walking in your farm, some people will just come suddenly and dramatically whisk you away or kill you in that farm. They didn't plan for that. They planned for a nation where there will be robust security. They planned for a nation. They planned for Nigeria that will be giant of Africa, that will occupy the front seat among other nations of the world. They planned for Nigeria. They didn't plan for Nigeria. They didn't plan for Nigeria where $1 will be changed for 800 naira going to 1,000. They didn't plan for Nigeria. Their generation did not plan for Nigeria where everything will be
upside down.
Upside down. They didn't plan for Nigeria. They planned for Nigeria where things will work. But alas, we are here. And the man is lamenting. He had a share, his own share of the bitter, as his son, his daughter, Funke, Olakole, was killed at his age to lose a daughter. They didn't plan for such a nation. They didn't plan for a nation where in this century election will be conducted and other nations of the world, journalists across the globe will be writing to expose us into ridicule and contempt and embarrassment. They didn't plan for a nation like that. They didn't plan for Nigeria of this nation.
From your own perspective, this is not the Nigeria of our dreams. Quoting Papa Fasonati, your take.
You see, like he said, at independence in 1960, Papa Fasonati would be something like 34 or 35 years. He is 97 now. Now, and deduct the nationhood. I mean, the age of Nigeria from 97. Nigeria is the country's nationhood is around 62 years now.
Yeah.
And they deduct 62 from 97. I mean, we will be having something
37.
like 35.
30, okay.
35. Abi? Now, at 35, meaning that he was at the age of dominion.
Energetic.
Then, now, he and other people like Zeke, Nnamdi Azikiwe, because Zeke, I think, was 34. He will have been the oldest among the nationalist brothers then. Now, and their projection for this country was something that is very great. Nobody would have ever, thought that the country could be, wandering in insecurity, like he said, lack of fuel. As at that time, fuel had not been fully discovered.
Yes.
Though there could be a kind of scientific projection that Nigeria is endowed. Nigeria then was endowed with what? With petroleum products. But as at that time, at 60, that thing has not been fully discovered, nor the country started exploring that mineral resources. And when you take a look at the price of a liter of fuel then, compare with what we are buying today, when we didn't have. Now, the kind that we now have, what we were buying now, or what we are buying now, is in triple, or if not in sixfold of what we were buying then. So all this put together, has crippled or have crippled the dream of the nationalists, who struggled for the independence of this country. I remember when Jimmy Carter was the president of the US, immediately after the independence, and started hearing of Nigeria, he sent an invitation. He sent invitation to the then Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa. When Tafawa Balewa got to US, he was given, the most honorable reception. Very rousing reception was given to him. And as at that time, the dream was fulfilling. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But shortly after that, that dream, that great dream, started, dwindling, started blinking. You see, started going dim. That was the peak. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
That is the peak of what? Of despair that any leader will suffer or will experience as far as his country is concerned. Remember also that all that is happening now, ethnicity, polarization along ethnic and religion lines, you see, were never experienced. That time. So all this, when it started, manifesting, the manifestation, I think, started, immediately after the independence. But it seems as if it is ascending crescendo now. So by this man living, witnessing all these things that are happening now, to say the truth, is a kind of heart bug me. No leader who witnessed the commencement of a nation will be happy. So of a fact, it seems as if the dreams of the nationalists have indeed crumbled at this material time of Nigerians, nationhood. So to say the least, the man cannot express his feeling more than what he said. So you see, what we are witnessing now, the fulfillment of the dream then, as it is now the macabre that the country or that Nigerians are witnessing. Are you getting it? So the man is frustrated. The man in 97, somebody who was 35 had the commencement of a country, and now seeing even he himself, he has at a particular time a 50.
Yes, they said it.
Of insecurity.
Yes.
You see, at that time you can travel from Osun State. There was from Western region to any part of the country. Wherever you are in Nigeria is your home. At that time, wherever you are as a Nigerian, you will be having a feeling of what? Of your home.
Thank you, Dwayne. We now go to the second topic. Nigeria in trouble, exceeding borrowing limit, budget office. This is a cry out. A cry out from the budget office of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Cry out in the sense that we have had one borrowing too many. We have had borrowings, whether sensible or not, for so long a time. And now it is becoming unbearable, so unbearable that the budget office had to cry out. And I want to start from the man who is just coming in, Muideen Adeleke. Nigeria in trouble, exceeding borrowing limits, budget office. Even if there is no borrowing limit, from what we have borrowed before now, let's take the borrowing and the development in this country, let's put them side by side. Any commensuration? Anything commensurate?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm happy to be in the newsroom. I want to say, without mincing words, that it is the norm all over the world to borrow. And if you take into cognizance the fact that both the developed, the most advanced nations in the world, the developing countries, and the underdeveloped countries will need to borrow to meet up with the developmental agenda of every country. You want to say that taking a look at United States of America, they have so much on their neck there. But the problem with us is that people have continually said it, that the money we borrow, the loans facilities we take do not commensurate with the rate of development. And when the debt to revenue is not at par, then there's a problem. The debt to GDP Nigeria is encouraging, but you cannot rely on that. And even at that, Nigeria is not a producing nation. Even the oil, the black oil that is a natural endowment, we are not benefiting maximally. we are not managing our resources. The natural endowments are not being well managed, and that's the problem we have. So, taking into account the declaration of DMO, then we have to be very careful. We are already living on the borderline, and it's been said that the incoming administration must take a drastic step in order to stem the tide. Otherwise, we are going to find ourselves in soup. And everything borders on the fact that successive administrations know what they're supposed to do to balance the equation. If the energy sector is not addressed and the manufacturing sector is in comatose as it is, then we are in trouble, because employment is one thing we have to take into consideration. Employment of able-bodied youth. Then we have to take into cognizance security. Then what do you do with the energy system? So the problem with us is that we could be comfortable when government takes facilities, but how are the facilities being utilized? What kind of agenda do they prosecute the facilities they take with? That is the problem.
The one Nigeria in trouble is always very scary. It scares me most of the time. But this is a thing we all see and know. We have been biting more than we can chew in this country. And when the money, when the loans are taken, they are directed towards the wrong side, or it ends up in certain pockets. With what we have here, exceeding borrowing limits, very soon we will exceed the borrowing limit and nobody will be ready to borrow Nigeria any money. Where did we get it from?
So many ways. So many ways. In our elections, they deceive us. They deceive us. Those who prepare for office don't still get there. We vote for those who has never prepared for office. The absurdity in it is this: 18 months to go to leave office. You are still seeking to borrow $800 million. 18 days.
18 days.
To leave office. 18 days. To leave office. That is offensive to the mind. It's absurd. That is the absurdity there. Let us forget the 77 trillion naira. The nation is on.
Humongous.
The coming administration will inherit 77 trillion. Let's forget that. What do you want to do with $800 million within 18 days? 18 days. You are seeking to borrow. You are writing the National Assembly, approve for me, I want to borrow 8. For what?
And they have always been approving.
And they will approve. Hey. And you get this money, we will see. Look at Osogbo Ilesha Road, a federal road in Osun. Look at Iwo-Ibadan Road, a federal road in Osun. Look at the state of those roads. Have we had a fair share of what they borrow for in Osun?
Even the federal secretariat.
Look at the federal secretariat there. Look at whatever that belongs to the federal government in Osun. Tell you one that the federal government has attended to. Yet we keep on borrowing. You are not providing job for school leavers, roads are bad, we don't have electricity. You are borrowing money for what? The railway you borrowed for, we have not seen that railway in Ibadan, Lagos, which other part of the country is railway working? You continue to borrow senselessly. Senselessly. I wouldn't know what's wrong with Nigeria. You borrow not to develop your economy. How do you pay that one? The economy is based on buying and selling. If you build your house today, you have a shop in front of your house where your wife will be selling. If you have go to anywhere here, you will see shops line up. Almost everybody selling the same thing. Who will buy from them? Who will buy?
Consuming economy.
Consuming economy, buy and selling economy. You are borrowing not to develop an industry. You are borrowing not to develop infrastructure. You are borrowing not to build things that can provide job. You are borrowing not to repair, to rehabilitate refineries so that will be fuel. You are borrowing not to develop the air sector. You are borrowing not to develop the power sector. The nation remains stagnant.
Not moving at all.
You are not moving. You continue to borrow. I'm telling you the absurdity, the most absurdity I have ever listened to in my life is borrowing $800 million with where you have just 18 days to live. You are setting trap for the incoming administration. When you reach your limit, you can no longer borrow. The administration that is coming will not be able to need money. Where will it go to? That is the trap there.
And it's always difficult for them to hand over money.
Hand over what? If the money comes on May 27, the money will vanish between May 27 and May 29. This country, I wouldn't know who brought Buhari to come and punish us in Nigeria. I wouldn't know. And it's a disaster.
You see, my brother here said the other time that borrowing is a convention that all countries embrace. Yes, you can borrow as an individual.
Yes.
But let me start by saying, what is the meaning of Nigerian exceeded borrowing? What is borrowing limit for a country? What is borrowing limit to an individual? Every individual will have what we call income, source of income. You see, when what you are borrowing is more than what the source of your income can carry, then definitely you are becoming, that person has become a bankrupt. That is the language we use for it in law, a bankrupt person. And Nigeria now is heading towards
we are bankrupt already.
Are you getting it? It's heading towards being, pronounced as a bankrupt.
A failed state.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Now,
Extra bankrupt.
when will a country borrow? When will a country borrow? Any country being governed by people who understand what we call, economics, people with deep knowledge of
sound knowledge of
economics will tell you that you don't borrow to construct road. You don't borrow to construct bridge. You borrow to put together plants or machinery that will bring income,
so that we'll be able to repay.
So that we will be able to repay. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can only borrow to construct road where that road is linked to a particular source of economy.
Yeah.
where you can get a revenue to surface the loan. You know, one thing about loan is this: if you borrow 200 naira from bank, remember that you will surface that 200 naira. You will not work. I mean, you will not be working towards of repayment of 200 naira, but you will be working towards repayment of, first of all, interest.
Yes.
The interest that the country, Nigeria now, is serving both the capital, I mean the money borrowed, and the interest. And the thing now has become a compound. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah, a compound interest.
It has been compounded.
Compounded. Are you getting what I'm saying? So what we are having now is, you see, we are heading. Nigeria has reached what I will call a state of, economic anarchy. Let me put it that way. Economic anarchy, where we don't have people with, sizable knowledge to manage what we have.
And there are professors in this country of economics.
Now we have professors.
Sorry, man.
I'm coming. We have. No.
But nepotism and prebendelism has.
That is it.
Blindfolded.
Look,
the leadership.
Excuse me. If you
we have those who could.
If you buy a piece of cloth and you take it to a shoemaker, are you getting what I'm saying?
And the shoemaker.
And because you see shoemaker also cutting and sewing, and because of the sewing machine you see in the shop of a shoemaker, you take your clothes there voluntarily, and the shoemaker also, sew your clothes like shoe. Who is to blame? You have the opportunity of employing or bringing together the right person, but because of individuals personal interest, you employ those that that will not assist you.
Okay.
And okay,
let's go to the last topic of the day, please, because of our time. The last topic concerns all of us, because we are media men. And the last topic is National Broadcasting Commission lacks power to impose fines on broadcast stations. That is quoting the court.
Yes.
Before now,
that is the judgment of
the fear of the NBC has been the beginning of wisdom in every radio and television station in this country. The court has come out to tell us that that NBC has no right to impose fines on broadcast stations. And no, I have not read the judgment to the fullest, but then I know the boy will have done that. Let me start from you, the boy.
You see, the power of arrest is vested in any agency that is saddled with the responsibility of monitoring the society for either a particular crime or a misdeed. The power to award fine is vested in the court by Section 6 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is vested in the court to adjudicate on any matter submitted or put before it. And as an agency saddled with the responsibility of monitoring radio or broadcast stations in Nigeria, which the NBC possesses power to do. Now, if anybody is held, if any radio station is held within the context of the NBC code, it is not the duty of the NBC to award fine. It is the duty of the NBC to take that person to court. To take the radio station to court and interpret what the NBC, regards as infringement or regards as a conduct that violates the law, and that one will be done within the context of the Constitution. Are you getting what I'm saying? Meaning that if there is anything in the NBC code that runs foul of the Constitution to the extent of that discrepancies, that section of the NBC code is null and void
because it clashes
with the Constitution. So, not NBC alone. Look at these people who are the road safety.
We are talking about the NBC.
No, I'm coming. Any agency, there is no agency that is empowered to avoid fine.
Within the NBC has been stripped of its power to impose fine on radio and TV stations. But the fact remains that NBC remains the monitoring and regulatory body.
Yes.
We don't now become a dog that can bark and not bite.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is even in concomitant with the law of natural justice that you cannot be a judge in your own case. So, Adewe Bukola has cited Section 6 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is not in agreement with the activities of the NBC. But the trial judge did agree that the Nigerian Broadcasting Code, being a subsidiary legislation that really empowers an administrative body such as the NBC to enforce its provisions, cannot confer judicial powers on the commission to impose criminal sanctions as a punitive measure, a kind of penalties such as fines and what have you. You see, it is more ludicrous when NBC is the one that will pick on broadcast stations as having contravened its code. It is the same station that will not give the broadcast stations the opportunity to probably defend themselves, but the NBC will arbitrarily impose fines, and whatever it says is final. I don't think we were waiting. Honestly, all this while, most informed broadcast managers across the nation have been anxious, and they have been waiting for a day like this when broadcast organizations will be rescued from the claws of NBC. I think it is high time NBC, because a lot of things that we cannot say on here are said to have been happening within the NBC, and most broadcast stations have been at the mercy of the almighty NBC. Recently, Channels was fined, and it was a lump sum. But that does not mean that people should probably contravene NBC codes. A law is a law. The only area that is contentious now is in arresting. The power to arrest an offender is vested in the Nigerian police.
Yes.
So if any other body, even if there are other, if the military discovers that there are offenders somewhere and they were able to apprehend them, they will hand over the offenders or the suspects to the police. Ditto for all other paramilitary organizations that we have around. So I want to believe that the law is trying to sanitize the broadcast system, the broadcast industry in Nigeria, and it will the ruling of that Abuja High Court, the Abuja Federal High Court, is a wake-up call to the NBC, and it's a kind of a relief
to the
broadcast stations we have in the country.
But
whatever we might want to say, we need sanity in the broadcast industry. It shouldn't be business as usual. We should not go out of our way to contravene, because now the NBC will be made to go the way of the law now. That what the court has done now is to set the agenda. I mean, when I say to reset the process, to call the attention of NBC to the fact that the rights of broadcast stations are being trampled upon.
Yes,
and everything should be done the normal way. It should be normalized.
The NBC has taken fine from many broadcast stations. Are they now to return or refund the money collected?
No, you don't backdate laws.
No.
One of the principles of rule of law is that laws cannot be backdated. Go and say no more. NBC should go and say no more. I sympathize with the commission. NBC submitted itself to
in the first place, if people have not been wise enough to go to the court, they will be paying money unconsciously into the coffers of the NBC without any backing of the law.
Channels Television paid as big as Channels is, highly respected media organization. It paid. AIT paid. Arise paid. So this giant broadcasting, you have paid before now.
And you have also paid.
Yes, Unique FM paid. No, I wouldn't know that broadcasting station that would have escaped or that had escaped in the past
it's not easy.
Sanctions of NBC.
Not easy.
NBC submitted itself as tool to those occupying the corridor of power. Baba Falombi, former chairman of OSBC, lectured us when a politician, Kevin Adibadi, was anchoring a program here. I was here, and a politician from Anikiri, born politician, a Yoruba program, called that day and became an issue. You remember the scenario I'm talking about. That person is now a senator. He called and it caused trouble for this station. I think Baba Falombi came, was it to our editorial meeting or somewhere? He said, your guest may want to score an offside goal. Your guest may want to put you or the station in trouble. But you, the anchor of that program, will have to continue to shake him. You wouldn't know the next statement
in water.
The next statement the guest will make or will utter. But as a seasoned, as an experienced anchor or presenter, you have to draw him back. No, I won't allow you to use this station or to use this program to foment trouble, to cause chaos, to do this, to do that. Are you sure of what you are saying, sir? Oh, you are speaking to the public. Oh, that is your own opinion.
Yeah.
I listened to him when himself Ogunṣadé
on Thursday.
Ogunṣadé.
That was yesterday.
Dr. David Ogunṣadé.
Yeah.
And he was cautioning Ogunṣadé. That's your opinion. He said that was your own opinion.
Yeah.
That was your own opinion.
Yeah.
NBC, after he had said that, NBC will still go ahead and punish the station. When the presenter himself had done the needful, it's one thing for the presenter to look the other way when the guest is causing trouble. It is another thing for the presenter to be professional, to have called the person to order. If a presenter has called somebody to order or cautioned somebody, NBC doesn't have that power again, because they should know that the presenter is alive to his duty. When the presenter is not alive to his duty, when the presenter willfully abandon the program to the guest and allow the guest to cause is when NBC should come in. But it is not like that. It is not like that. What NBC is trying to do is to gag the press. What NBC
to cow them and gag them
is to whip them back to line. What NBC is trying to do is to create a kind of a situation whereby only what the government wants to hear
are put on here. Only what the politicians want to hear are on here. And that cannot fly. No.
In a democracy. Look at Ahmed Dati. His interview on channels. Who has that man offended? In whose interest the NBC find channels? In whose interest? Interest of the nation? Interest of a particular political class? Interest of who? But we have to be very, very careful so that broadcasting stations will not be turned to social media platforms.
Yeah, there's no regulatory body.
Now, that is the case, because it will be like a broad, smooth expressway without any police patrol or security patrol. You can imagine what reckless drivers will be doing on that road.
You see,
1 minute, because our time is
the court didn't say that NBC should not perform its role. Where a particular broadcasting station is found to be, to have gone contrary to the media ethics or the constitution or any law, arrest the radio station.
Take the radio station to court.
That is
how many years
I'm coming.
That is the problem we have.
Look,
how many years we let NBC?
Excuse me.
How many years?
There is a provision in NBC that we don't understand. That provision section says even if a particular utterances ought not to have contradicted any law, but in the opinion of the NBC is of the opinion that thing is not fit for the air, that particular station could be fined. I get what I'm saying.
Okay, but now,
so it means all those things now has been put right.
Yes.
So take them to court.
Because of our time, I want to thank all my guests who have been here to do justice to the three topics. Thank you very much for coming. Adeboye Popola, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Todi.
Dele Ajayi, I want to thank you sincerely for coming. On behalf of the producer of the program, Oladayo Olanipekun, and the executive producer, Akinola Obulabi, Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Happy New Year.